All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I'm your hostess and your melanated queen, Lil Foxy, aka Seventh Wonder. Um, Basically, making sure I can be seen and heard because I don't know what happened a few minutes ago when I was trying to pull stuff up on the screen, but I couldn't tell if I was live or not. It's like they're trying to hide my lives. Okay? So that's pretty much what's going on. And please forgive me for the technical difficulties, but we're going to make it through. Okay? So let me just go ahead and get this started. I can clearly see that they are messing with what yeah, they're messing with my channel, I think. And this is what happens when they don't want things coming out. All right. So this is nothing new. First of all, I want to say I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Hope everybody is okay and you're being safe out here because there's a lot going on, y'all. The devil is always working. Unfortunately, we live in a very wicked, evil world. Um, I am going to share what I was going to share earlier. And so, since I had to log out, I do apologize and log back in, but I got to make sure that this is actually something that's working. Because, like I said, they hid my stream. I couldn't even find my own stream. So that lets me know that I'm, being hidden in the algorithm. All right. But now I can see myself. Now I can see that, it's up here and it looks like it's working. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and present and share the screen so I can show y'all what I was trying to show y'all the first time. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to share and I'm going to play this.
During the winter time of '06 or '07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there. And he rented this house. And we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage.
What did he just say? We getting ready to party. Why you on party with me? What you mean? You know what I'm saying. Why you on party with me for your birthday? But Puff, we just party. No, no. I mean party. He know what I mean. Eyes, eyes, eyes. Remember the Drink Champs video? They were about to start partying.
Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework. But she brought her mother with her, so it was no funny business going on, which I could respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from for a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking loud music and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving children. Oh, I did a Rockaware photo shoot in college.
Okay. All right. So Larry Johnson. Okay, I'm gonna have to update the title. I think I put Larry Bird. Larry Johnson, excuse me. Larry Johnson is claiming these things, okay? Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson is claiming these things. All right. So with all of that being said, um, I don't know what your thoughts are, but this is my thoughts. These are my thoughts. Why does it take this long for someone to come out and say something if there was an issue with children being involved? And let's look at the comment section. Let's see if anybody said anything, y'all. All right. So somebody said, so you saw a child there. It says you seen a child. You're supposed to say saw. Y'all, I think on this channel, I am going to start doing some English lessons because a lot of people cannot speak, cannot spell, do not have proper noun verb agreement. And it sounds extremely uneducated and ignorant when you don't know how to speak properly. But this person said, so you saw a child there and didn't say anything. It says nothing, but they don't know any better. Until 30 years later, shaking my head. I agree with that comment. Somebody said, why are they showing Russell Simmons pictures with no mention of Russell? That's odd to me. Wow, it could have been their little family members. Folks want to drag famous people just to get a bag and be famous. Somebody said, I don't believe this. This story doesn't even sound right. And he was drinking, so he was out of it and not as woke, so he left. Where was his concern for the welfare of those children for the last 24 years? Those are my thoughts, exactly my sentiments as well. Why would you wait 20 some years later to say something about this? Like, if you were concerned, if you thought something was wrong, who waits until now to say something, y'all? Someone else said, is that the same Larry Johnson that believed he had CTE and believed a few other questionable things? I don't know what that means. So you need to be locked up for withholding information like that for this long and being in attendance. I agree. Like I said, either you could be an accomplice or a witness or an accomplice, an embezzler or an investor, y'all. We talked about that. If you know anything about Larry Johnson, you know not to believe anything the serial woman beater says. CTE been beating his A for decades. It says it was alarming to you back then. Why are the alarms going off now, decades later? I agree. You know, you got to take things with a grain of salt, y'all. Everybody has stories many, many years later, but nobody said anything. Nobody did anything when little children were involved. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody is so fixated on the adults in the situation, but what about if there are children? I've heard that there have been children in tunnels, children in the bus loads coming to Diddy's house, according to his neighbor. They have that on camera. But nobody is talking about the children other than, I think, Allie Carter. I think she's the only one really speaking out about all of these children. Mm, 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 mm. So let me stop sharing my screen for a second because this stuff is getting out of control. Um, you know, people like to talk, but no one's doing anything about this. If they believe that children have, been involved, then why wait? And I do agree with that as well. Stop sharing the screen, y'all. Because it gets annoying and it gets irritating that, everybody has so much to say after the fact, you know, and I feel like the children don't have a voice in this matter. There have been stories about a lot of things going on over at the Diddy parties, over in the tunnels. And I don't hear any celebrities talking about that. I don't hear any regular content creators talking about it. All I hear is like they are focused on the shock value of all the allegations and stories. But we need to pay attention to the true victims, which aren't even the grown women that went over there willingly, but the children that have been coming over there, according to Diddy's neighbors, by the busloads. And I don't think the children have a say so in the matter. Okay. And there's also a YouTube channel that it actually is depicted and dedicated to things that potentially have been going on at the Diddy residence for many years. And I will be exploring that on this channel. I do have it saved in my notes. There was a pilot that was allegedly commissioned to take the private jet to some type of beautiful island. And as they boarded the jet, he noticed beautiful models, women indulging in paraphernalia, and then little children came onto the jet dressed up, just like that other lady said. They called them Harajuku Barbies. They said these little children were dressed up, got onto that jet, and then the adults started doing some very strange behaviors in front of the children. Why do you need children present for something like this, for activities as such? Why do you need little children? I remember back in the day, when people used to have house parties and gatherings and the adults were in a room, children had to leave out of the room and go play amongst themselves. Children had to leave at a certain time and go elsewhere. Children were vacated when the adult parties started to take place because they didn't want children around certain activities. So, why is it now that it is so acceptable for little children to be at these Diddy parties, celebrity parties, mixed with whatever they have going on, alcohol, drugs, or, intimate activities? I don't understand the mind process in having children around for something like this, y'all. And I find it very awkward and strange that nobody is speaking up for the children. Everybody's fixated on Jay-Z, Sean Carter, fixated on Beyonce. I could care less about these people because you know what? They are adults and they have more say so than these innocent children, some of which we don't even know where their parents are, where their family members are. Where have these children been taken from? Have they been trafficked across waters, trafficked on boats, on buses, on planes, in Uber rides, and taxi cab? We don't know. And I find it very weird and very suspicious that a lot of these celebrities, if you remember, Madonna was adopting all these melanated children. Angelina Jolie was adopting all these melanated children coming over from Africa. And that, Oprah, the fact that she opened that school in South Africa. And if we read the reports on what's been going on at that school, there's been a lot of strange behavior involving inappropriate behavior with children at the Oprah Winfrey School. Okay. And we can go back and review some of this stuff. Why is everybody so quiet? Why isn't anyone talking about the children, y'all? Those are the true victims. Forget everybody else. Those are the true victims. And everybody keeps being quiet and covering it up. And I guess they feel like because these people have a lot of money, because they have a lot of popularity, that they should have no culpability in the matter. But I feel like if you're around a situation and you know what's going on, you're just as guilty. You are just as guilty. And everybody that has been involved in knowing what's going on are accomplices. They are aiding and abetting a situation and allowing it to take place because they have not spoken out about it. Let's go back to Time Magazine. Oprah scandal rocks South Africa. Okay. This has been going on for many, many years. And I feel like the school is a cover up. I'm going to share the screen one more time. Okay. This right here is an article. Oprah scandal rocks South Africa. South Africa was forced to confront its hidden plague of sexual abuse on Monday after the full scale of a scandal at a school set up for disadvantaged girls by talk show host Oprah Winfrey was revealed. Now, back when she opened the school, I thought this was a wonderful thing because back then I didn't know any better, y'all. I was a lot younger. And I thought that she was doing something that was going to be advantageous for less fortunate children. At a bail hearing in Johannesburg dormitory, matron Tiny Virginia Makopo, 27, was charged with 13 separate counts of abuse, including indecent assault and criminal injury committed against at least six students ages 13 to 15 and a 23-year-old at the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls at Henley on Klip outside Johannesburg. The school was established on January 2nd at a cost of $40 million and opened by Winfrey in a ceremony watched by Nelson Mandela. Now, who's close to Nelson Mandela? Who's related to Nelson Mandela? Naomi Campbell, everyone. Okay. Spike Lee and Tina Turner. I find it very interesting that these people are all involved in show business and politics. Winfrey personally picked the 152 students who study and live there free of charge. Makopo, who was not asked to enter a formal plea, said she was innocent when the charges were read. The magistrate freed her on a bond of $450. It's interesting that a school would be opened up way across seas in South Africa, Johannesburg. Inquiring minds would want to know. I think there's a reason. First of all, this was strategically done. And it's strategically done because there are different laws that govern places outside of the United States. And I feel that she could keep things under wrap for a school that's outside of the United States. And I think this was a strategic move on her part. And I think she was being real slick about this situation. The case has prompted some introspection in South Africa. The abuse scandal that has rocked Oprah Winfrey's South Africa School for Girls does not reflect badly on the famous talk show host, wrote The Times, a Johannesburg newspaper. I beg to differ because I want to know, you know what I want to know, y'all? Back when COVID hit, back when COVID hit, why were all these celebrities seen with ankle monitors? Can anybody describe or answer that question, and why did that go away? Why was Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres seen with ankle monitors on? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. Y'all, they think they've gotten away with it, and they have not. Okay? People need to start speaking up and holding these people accountable for their actions. It's unacceptable to think that people can utilize children as tools, as objects, as toys, and nothing is done about it. And just because it's not your child does not mean that it does not matter. Because I'm pretty sure if it was your child, you would want someone to speak up for them. If it's your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your little cousin, this is egregious behavior if people are utilizing children for their own intimate gratification. It says that Winfrey traveled to South Africa in October of 2013 to investigate the allegations involving her school, aided by a team of private detectives. The school, so she's investigating her own school, allegedly, right? But can we really trust Oprah Winfrey? Monique already told us about how malicious Oprah Winfrey can really, truly be, right? She already told us the truth about her. So I think you need to take these people called celebrities with a grain of salt, if you will. Let's look at the ankle monitors. Okay, celebrities and ankle monitors back in 2020. And let's try to delve a little bit deeper into what was going on. Okay, these 22 celebs offer up some ways to wear ankle boots. No, we're not talking about ankle boots. They had on ankle monitors, specifically ankle monitors. And they tried to cover all of this up. Here it is, Ellen and other celebrities with ankle monitors. Why would they be having these things on? And if you notice, right after that, Ellen gracefully bowed down from her talk show. They let her go out gracefully. They didn't tarnish her name, tarnish her brand like they're doing with Puffy, like they're doing with Jay-Z, like they did with R. Kelly, like they did with Michael Jackson. You notice that? You notice that the Playboy Bunny Mansion guy, Hugh Hefner, you notice how they let him die gracefully and peacefully? He was doing the same things. Look at the Weinstein, the Epstein. They rarely get their characters tarnished in the media. So I think that's very interesting. That's a point that I wanted to make. Um, let's see if we can find some images of these people wearing ankle monitors. And then they tried to make it fashionable, y'all. They tried to make it fashionable. Hmm. Interesting. In 2020, ankle monitors. That's what we need to be thinking about. Why were they wearing these ankle monitors, y'all? Oh, now all of a sudden they tried to say it was false and they have debunked the claims. We know we can never, ever listen to the fact checkers because there were actually photos showing this and these ankle monitors. Let me see. He said it was on TikTok. And there's a reason they want to ban TikTok as well. We already know what that's all about. All right. And they said Oprah had an ankle monitor on this interview. They have photoshopped it now. I was wrong about the outfit. Let's see. Would they be so bold to come on an interview with an ankle monitor? Turn this stupid music off. Okay. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Present, share, and go to celebrities with ankle monitors on TikTok. And let's see what she's saying.
Like they took my whole Instagram down for that. Okay, so I screenshot it and I you with Meghan Markle and the Prince, and she had them brown boots on. If y'all watched the real live interview before they scrubbed the internet and photoshopped it, she had an ankle bracelet on her ankle. So I'm like, dude, she got an ankle bracelet. So I just screenshot the TV. I took a picture of the TV and I posted the picture on my Instagram.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear what's being said. I don't know if y'all can hear anything at all. Because I know they like to try to play around with the sound and things like that. So if you're in the comment section, let me know if you can hear the TikTok that I'm playing, if you can hear the sound that's coming from the TikTok, because I don't know if you can hear it or not. So I'm gonna play this.
What's up, DJ No Neck? And thank you for the follow. So y'all remember when Oprah did that interview with Meghan Markle and the Prince, and she had them brown boots on? If y'all watched the real live interview before they scrubbed the internet and photoshopped it, she had an ankle bracelet on her ankle. So I'm like, dude, she got an ankle bracelet. So I just screenshot the TV. I took a picture of the TV and I posted the picture on my Instagram.
I'm trying to make sure that the sound is still coming through.
Instagram. What's up, DJ No Neck? And thank you for the follow. So I screenshot it and I put it up and I didn't say anything but comment when you see it. That's all I fucking said, right? That's all I said. Comment when you see it. Thank you for the follow, Rosina. So I'm like, uh, what in the world? They flag it and put at the bottom, this needs to be fact checked. So I'm like, fact check. I ain't even said nothing. All I said was comment when you see it.
When they start doing the fact checking, when they keep, trying to debunk everything, they're hiding stuff.
Okay. So then I come log back in on the next day. They took my whole Instagram away for that photo. So when they was out here saying that Oprah was on house arrest, she really was on house arrest, and they was trying to keep it on the low. Sissy City, what's that mean, Herman? But they were trying to keep it on the low. Like they took my whole Instagram down for that.
Crazy, right? They took her whole Instagram because she pointed something out and said, comment if you see it. So, you know that all these people, okay, thank you, Melanated Chicks. All these people, they meet up together and have dinners and parties and drinks and meetings and gatherings and get togethers and social events. So they're going to look out for one another. And another thing that happened to me, and I didn't even realize this until today, one of my Facebook pages, they suspended saying that I was violating community guidelines for something that I have no idea what I did, because guess what? I don't even be on the Instagram page. It was like some type of little makeshift Instagram page with the alias name that I really don't even care about. So I have no idea what they're talking about. But let's continue to hear what was going on with Oprah Winfrey's ankle monitor, y'all.
Oprah had a house arrest ankle on her ankle in some brown boots. She had on some brown boots, some like flowery brown dress. Thank you for the share. A flowery brown dress, and she was doing an interview when Meghan Markle and them first got together. They scrubbed the internet. If you look up Meghan Markle interview, Oprah interview, and yeah, they took my Instagram away. So they did the look it up. Look up the Meghan Markle interview with Oprah. You're gonna see her with them brand boots on, but they done photoshopped the image. And now you can't see the square in her boot. But I seen it and I posted it and they
Okay. Stuff like that that's going on. So I would highly suggest everybody, when you find evidence, what we're going to have to start doing um, is when you screenshot stuff, you're going to have to save it to another device. Because I strongly believe that they can tap into your device and delete stuff. I strongly believe that if they want to tap into your stuff, they can delete whatever they want. You heard her say they photoshopped the ankle monitor off of her ankle. And I believe that. Y'all, it's some sinister things of what they will do. They will go out of their way to lie to you. I don't trust the media. I don't. I will trust these random people on TikTok before I ever trust the media. They have lied to us way too many times. So who else had on an ankle monitor? Ellen DeGeneres. Okay. Ellen had on an ankle monitor, y'all. I'm gonna try to log into my TikTok because I don't even know. Usually don't even know my passcodes and stuff like that. But yes, Ellen had on a ankle monitor as well. And I'm trying to see if they'll show any of this for us. Let's see. Let me see if I can play this, y'all. Okay, we already heard about that. All right, let's try to find some more images of these ankle monitors. And like I said, I do strongly believe they've scrubbed the internet because they don't want people finding out that these celebrities are not really who we think they are. They are traffickers. It's pedophilic behavior going on. There's spirit cooking, torturing of children, all types of things going on with these kids. And I really believe these ankle monitors had something to do with them investigating them. Because do you remember that there was a lawsuit filed by Cyrus back in 2020? And he filed a very lengthy lawsuit. I think it was over 46 pages or something like that. I forgot. But I actually did a video about it back when COVID hit and it got ignored. Nothing happened with this lawsuit, and he was filing the lawsuit on behalf of the world's people because of the things, the egregious things that was going on behind the scenes in politics with the celebrities and everything. A lot of big politicians were named in the lawsuit. Cyrus A. Parsa. If y'all don't believe me, let me see if I can look it up. Cyrus A. Parsa filed a lawsuit back in 2020 against the United States of America. This is how deep this stuff goes, but nobody cares about it because I guess, he's not a celebrity figure. So I'm going to bring this up, and maybe one day somebody will pay attention to what's really important out here. Because I'm going to tell you what, these celebrities are not important. They're not important. People need to be very much aware of the nonsense that they're capable of. And I would not entrust my child around any of these people. Okay. All right. So luckily, someone has saved the lawsuit on TikTok. Cyrus A. Parsa lawsuit. Okay. Let me see. Cyrus A. Parsa. See now, and they're trying to be funny because when I pull it up, it comes up Miley Cyrus. I'm not talking about her, the achy breaky heart daughter. I'm not talking about her. We're talking about something that's far more important. And they scrub the internet a lot, y'all, because they don't want people hearing the truth. Okay, here it is. And now I don't even know if you can find it. It's almost like they don't want you to access the full lawsuit. But I had the entire document back in 2020, and it's somewhere saved in my files. Let's see. I can't seem to get something to pull up the way I want it to, because I want everybody to be able to see this as well. Okay, who is Cyrus A. Parsa? All right, it says this lawsuit is filed on behalf of the world's people. Okay. So let's go here, and I'm going to share this with y'all. Who is Cyrus A. Parsa and the AI organization? This lawsuit is being filed on behalf of the world's people by Cyrus A. Parsa and the AI organization on pure altruistic reasons to prevent harm to the world's citizens from his data source from investigating over 1,000 AI robots, bioengineering, 5G, biometric, and big tech companies, including 500 Chinese companies, compressed in the book Artificial Intelligence Dangers to Humanity. And now this is the part that I want y'all to pay attention to. Cyrus A. Parsa judges, Uyghurs, lawyers, the AI Organization Incorporated, Falun Dafa practitioners, journalists, Tibetans, victims of persecution, RAPE, torture, concentration camps, SEX, human and organ trafficking. Pay attention to that. Human and organ trafficking and harvesting in China, Hong Kong. America America and around the world, Christians, John Doe's one to unlimited and the world's people. When I spoke about this lawsuit back in 2020, it seemed like nobody really cared. Nobody cared about this. And unfortunately, I don't think anything ever came about of this. And it's so funny. What's good, Solar Guard? It's so funny that we're talking about potential trafficking going on under the Diddy tunnels, and these tunnels allegedly lead to other celebrities' houses and mansions. They said the Diddy tunnel would led to Jack Nicholson, and then it was connected to Hugh Hefner. These tunnels are connected to each other. Now, Solar God knows about this because we did some research years ago about underground tunnels, thanks to Phil Schneider and William Cooper, who have also made it be known in Behold a Pale Horse that underground cities do exist, everyone. And this has been going on for many, many, many years. And down there, they're doing experiments on people. You want to know how children are coming up missing and where they're going? They're probably, some of them are underground. Okay. This shows you how deep it goes. December 16th, filing one, the complaint was against the Alphabet Incorporation. And then it goes on to list Facebook, Google, LLC. So when you hear people saying, oh, my Facebook got suspended, I was logged out of Facebook, I was in Facebook jail. Why is that? Who's in charge of Facebook? The Zuckerberg dude. Shout out to Professor Griff. All right. Because these people are complicit. Now, remember back in 2017 when Kanye West was taken off of stage when he did that Pablo album, and he said, oh, Mark Zuckerberg, you said you would do this. You said, remember he was calling all these people by name? Well, Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook, right? And you have Kanye connected to Mark Zuckerberg. So like I said, all these people are complicit together. Solar God said exactly, and we all know that she knew that she was exactly, and we all knew that she was. So let's continue to go on here. If we know that there was a complaint filed back in 2020 about these egregious behaviors, this trafficking, and if we know that Oprah had a school out in Johannesburg, and we know that this school has been convicted of, or allegedly there's been, egregious behavior taking place against little girls. And if we allegedly know that Angelina Jolie, Madonna, and a lot of these celebrities were adopting melanated children from Africa, and allegedly there are tunnels underneath Diddy's mansion that connects to Hugh Hefner, the Playboy Bunny mansion, and Jack Nicholson and other celebrities, then I would say that I feel like further investigation needs to take place. What are y'all thinking? Because not only is it celebrities, but politicians have allegedly been partaking in pizza boxes, okay? And ordering pizzas, if you know what I'm saying, out in Washington, D.C., by the Washington, D.C. Zoo, where children frequent this zoo. All right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Shout out to, everybody that likes to eat pizza and hot dogs. All right. If you know what pizza means, that is basically code for little girls, and hot dogs is code for little boys. Now, what did Puffy say to his son in that phone call? Well, let's go back and review, y'all. Let's go back and review what Puffy said allegedly to his son, Christian Combs, or was it Justin, or it was one of them, Quincy. Puffy jail call. What did he say about the pizza boxes, y'all? See, and it's not just Puffy. I feel like, you know how they have to have someone to be the scapegoat to make an example out of? He's not the only one. Oh, don't try to freeze up. That's okay because we're gonna get this truth out here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also have a Patreon, and I will put some things on my Patreon channel for free. Okay.
Another country. And he's asking people to intimidate witnesses or pay people off. Don't be shocked if nobody show up to testify. Don't contact me anymore, Puff. I already got that Houston lawyer breathing down my neck over that.
Yeah, they are. I think they're making fun. I don't.
Why Ellen moving? Why Ellen moving to another country? And he's asking people.
That's not real. Those calls are not real, but there are some that have been leaked. So let's listen in. All right, let's see. Will it play? Here it is.
Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh about all these lawsuits, though, Pop. Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry. Pop, Justin said, what should he do about his whip, though? Man, the fuck is you talking about? You don't see this shit I'm dealing with right now? I know, Bob. I told this stupid ass. Hey, yo, check this out. Tell his light-skinned ass to go make a club appearance or something. Motherfucker, make some money. You 30 years old and shit. Pay your own fucking car. Hey, told him drop some music. I'm about to drop a new track this week. Everybody gonna want to hear what my sound like. Man, we not doing that shit. Y'all need to stay quiet. Pop, I could rap though. We got attention right now. Man, just do what the I told you to do. And everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker on him. Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh about all these lawsuits, though, Pop. Ain't none of them.
Okay. All right. What's the other call? Let's hear this one.
I entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Pop. He ghosting. What the f*** is this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now because I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. So, need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Pop. It's
All right, so he was talking in code, but basically what he was saying, in my personal opinion, when he said pizza boxes, right? Now, we already broke that down. I mean, that was a big thing going on some years ago. And basically, you couldn't even talk about that on social media because it was, you would get stricken for that. So just do your research on, the gates of pizza. And I'll just say it like that. So a lot of these people are complicit with this, and it runs deep. It goes into politics. But these Diddy calls, when he was saying do not entertain any of that, he wants them to stay quiet. Now you notice all of the celebrities have been very, very quiet, right? And you heard what he said about recycle the plastic, right? Talking in code. Then he said contact the producer about the Netflix movie that's about to be released. This is basically Puffy letting people know, if y'all don't do what the F y'all supposed to do for me, I'm snitching and I'm releasing the video tapes and footage on y'all. That is what I get out of all of that. He has footage, y'all, and I strongly believe that a lot of people are on those tapes that don't want to be released into the media. Jay-Z has been quiet. And I think that Sean Diddy Combs was a little, irritated because it seems like Jay-Z hasn't been reaching out to him. He's been quiet. He doesn't want to get involved. Now he has, an alleged lawsuit that I covered, with the allegations of the 13-year-old. Now, in my personal opinion, this 13-year-old, unfortunately, even though she was a minor back then and it happened 20 some years ago, it's what you can prove in a court of law. Jay-Z, is a powerful individual. He has a lot of powerful connections, a lot of money. If you're going to go up against him, you're going to have to come with an undisputable evidence, in my personal opinion. What tangible evidence does she have? She would definitely have to have some type of tangible evidence. We know back when Bill Clinton was charged with Monica Lewinsky, he denied the charges. But what does this creepy, heifer, trifling trick do? She saved the freaking dress, right? Same thing with Kobe and that girl that he was with. I think she saved some clothing, some articles of clothing. So, and it must have had some type of DNA on it that led back to them. So I don't know if this girl has any of that type of evidence, y'all. That's what I'm getting at. Now, we can run down the line because there are a lot of people that have been named in a lot of this stuff that's going on. One thing, too, is, Adria English has a lawsuit that she filed back in July that I have not finished covering. And yeah, I don't know how you feel about her, because she's been very controversial over the internet. She's stating that she remembers seeing Lamisha Fuller at these Diddy parties, and she partook in a lot of this stuff that was going on. But now she's trying to file a lawsuit. So my thing is, if you were complicit with the behavior, how are you now calling yourself a victim? And I guess she wants to either be a witness or accomplice. So she's trying to be a witness and a victim at the same time. That's what I'm getting from that. And I'm going to explore this too, because I feel like people that make weak claims and weak lawsuits make it very difficult for the charges to stick for people that were actually victimized, such as these children that we still have not seen or heard from, and nobody has produced any evidence on where these children are being kept. So Lampros, okay, versus Sean Combs. And then we also had, let me see, Diddy's ex-bodyguard sues RAPE accuser for defamation over claims in a 2001 assault. All right, so let's go here, because everybody has a lawsuit all of a sudden. It's just like when Oprah gave out those cars. You got a car, you got a car. Everybody gets a car, right? She gave out those Hyundais, which she probably filed on her taxes, and probably had some type of deal with Hyundai anyway. You got a lawsuit, you got a lawsuit. Everybody files a lawsuit. It's ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. Let's keep going on, y'all. So, all right. Let's get to these lawsuits. All right, I think I got it here. All right. A bodyguard who was named in a September lawsuit, and that was only a couple of months ago, alleged that he and Sean Diddy Combs viciously raped a woman in 2001, is now suing the accuser for defamation and emotional distress. You see this? According to a filing reviewed by USA Today, Joseph Sherman and Thalia Graves in New York federal court on Friday, with his attorney calling Graves's allegations utterly false and untrue. They claimed his work with Combs in 1999, years before the alleged events in Graves's lawsuit. In the suit, Sherman's attorneys say Graves and her legal team are attempting to blackmail him, adding that Graves and her lawyers made outrageous, disgusting, and life-altering statements without any regard for the truth. They continued Joseph Sherman has never met Talia Graves, let alone raped her. Interesting. Sherman continues to suffer severe reputational harm, emotional distress, and financial damages as a result of Graves' lawsuit, per his filing. He also accuses Graves of messaging and asking him to provide false, listen to this, y'all, false testimony against Sean Combs in exchange for being left out of the legal proceedings. Sounds like blackmail to me. A lawyer for Graves declined to comment. So everybody can get a lawsuit at this juncture, right? Now, I want to know, what are the ramifications for making such claims and filing such claims? Because shouldn't there be some type of punishment for doing such? You're wasting taxpayers' dollars with this nonsense. So they declined to comment. And this is Talia Graves, you all. She's an alleged victim of Sean Diddy Combs, as seen during a press conference held by Gloria Allred on September 24th in Los Angeles. Talia Graves' lawsuit. All right. It says, in her complaint, Graves said she was dating one of Combs' employees at the time and alleged that Combs and Sherman drugged, bound, and raped at the Bad Boy Record Studio in New York City around the summer of 2001. She sought relief from the court for gender-motivated violence and violation of New York law by allegedly recording and sharing footage of her assault. Graves, you know what? Graves held a press conference with her lawyer, famed attorney Gloria Allred, after filing her lawsuit. An emotional Graves appeared to gain her composure before making her statement. I bet she did. The internal pain after being essayed has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words, Graves said while crying. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during this assault. In November 2023, Graves learned that Combs and Sherman had recorded their alleged assault of her. So she just found out that in 2023 she was recorded. She didn't know this back in 2001 when it allegedly happened. Okay. According to her lawsuit, she claimed they showed the footage to multiple men seeking to publicly degrade and humiliate both Graves and her boyfriend, and also sold it as pornography. Graves alleged that when she reached out to Sherman in an attempt to convince him to destroy the S tape or give it to her, he did not respond. So she got mad, basically, because she found out that there was a tape, and then she decided to file a lawsuit. My thing is, if you are a real victim, you would have filed before now, and you would have filed criminal charges before now. As compensation, Graves seeks unspecified compensatory and punitive damages, as well as a court order that would require Combs and Sherman to destroy all copies and images of the video of her alleged essay and refrain from distributing the footage in the future. Graves' lawsuit is among around 30 civil cases filed over the past year that have accused Combs of essay and physical assault, trafficking, battery, and gender discrimination, among other allegations. He has maintained his innocence in all of these cases and in September pleaded not guilty to criminal charges of racketeering, trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now we know he probably is guilty of something, y'all. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. That's what Johnny Cochran said, y'all. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit, right? And ironically, did you know that Johnny Cochran was involved? He represented Puffy. Did y'all know this? Did y'all know that he represented Puffy back at the 2001 nightclub shooting against Natanya Rubin? Did y'all know that? I did not know that. I didn't know Johnny Cochran represented him back then. Very interesting, y'all, how this all ironically ties together. Now, back to this whole Beyonce debacle. What do y'all feel about the claims that Larry Johnson made? I'm going to play the video one more time. I'll try to bring it up here for the people that did not hear it, did not see it. the whole thing that he's saying about the partying with the children. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. Okay, share, and where is it? Here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and play this for y'all again.
Colorado. And I think it was during the winter time of '06 or '07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there. And he rented this house. And we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there. And I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework. But she brought her mother with her. So it was no funny business going on, which I could respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, you know, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving children. Oh, I did.
Now, y'all. With that being said, I'm looking at him funny. I'm looking at him sideways because you saw children at an adult party and you thought it looked funny to you, and then you said you left and you left the children there. So you didn't think to try to call authorities to try to help these children. You just left them there, and then you talk about it 20 some years later. Like, these children are grown now. So whatever, I mean, if they, made it past the party, so whatever took place back then, you didn't try to do anything to prevent or stop it if you thought it didn't look right or did not look suitable for a child to be in that type of environment. I find something a little off with his statement, y'all. All right. And then somebody said he's still salty. Jay-Z stopped being friends with him because he couldn't stop beating women. So it sounds like this dude, particularly what people are saying, has a problem with putting his hands on females. Somebody said, come on, we remember you, Larry. It ain't been long enough for you, Playboy. You was throwing up the rock every chance you got until you rock bottom, Jaleesa. Why would you repost anything from Jason Whitlock's platforms? It's obviously compromised. I think it's so weird that all these people they should say saw kids at adult parties in the 2000s and said nothing until now. I guess now they worried about the kids when everyone talking on it. Just sad, and it's sounding repetitive. So you telling me it took 20 plus years for everyone to start talking? My sentiments exactly, y'all. What are your thoughts? Y'all post in the comment section. Y'all tell me, tap in and tell me, what are your thoughts about this? Anybody want to come up and speak on it? Speak now, forever hold your peace, because I think this is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous, y'all. I might drop the link if anybody wants to come up. You don't have to, you can, because I'm not going to be on here much longer. But I did drop the link if someone wants to come up. Tell me your thoughts about this whole entire debacle. That's Larry Johnson talking about children being at a Beyonce and Jay-Z party and basically saying the child sat beside the child, and then the child was sitting beside Beyonce. So the child was in the middle of both of them, and he felt like it wasn't suitable for children to be there. So he left. and left the children there, y'all. And now he's talking about it 20 some years later. So I look at people like this with, the side eye, because I'm like, what type of reputation, what type of integrity, and what type of character do you have? I have literally gone past and seen a grown man getting beat up at a store, at a convenience store, and I called for help for him. I remember passing one night, passing through, it was real late, and this woman was getting beat up by, it looked like her significant other, and I called for help for her. You can make anonymous calls if you really think that someone needs help, y'all, and if they're in danger. You don't have to not say anything, especially if they are children and they don't have anyone to protect them and they don't have a voice. Where were these children's parents or guardians? A lot of this stuff is not making sense. So, y'all, nobody has come up. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I've been on here for about an hour. Please like, share, subscribe. You can always donate Cash App BGAB Clothing, y'all. I just had to pay a lot of money. Let me tell you what they did. They ripped me off today, y'all, at the dealership. My windshield wipers stopped working in the rain while I was driving last night, and it was pouring down. So I had to see my way all the way back to the house in the dark while it was raining, downpour. So I took it over to have it looked at, and they did a diagnostic on it. And they found that it's called what did he call it? A fuel box, some type of fuel box thing. And anyway, they said it was loose and they don't know how it happened. And it happened in a collision. I mean, it usually happens in a collision, but the vehicle has not been in a collision. So it came loose, and basically the windshield wipers would not work. So for them just to do all of that to try to track down the issue, I got charged $173. I was able to talk him down to taking $20 off of it, because the other week, last Thursday, I was at a client's house and the battery did not work. The vehicle would not start. Unbeknownst to me, in the dark, in the cold, I was stuck and had to call for roadside assistance. And he came and looked at it, and basically when they put the battery in, it was not tightened all the way. Something was loose. So it got fixed. So I let them know about that as well, because they were the last one to put that battery in, y'all. So just be extra careful. I don't care who works on your vehicle. I've had I remember when I was much younger and I had my tires rotated, and I was driving for about a good week, and my daddy found one of my lug nuts in the driveway, because the technicians at the dealership negated to tighten my lug nuts on the vehicle like they were supposed to. So that could have caused for a very dangerous situation for me. And I would always usually travel on the interstate at about 70 to 80 miles per hour, y'all. So he did let them know about that. And, that was a very dangerous situation. Luckily, y'all, the angels and the ancestors have been with me. I remember with that same vehicle, I had traveled on the interstate, heard a pop, didn't know what it was, but when they're doing construction and they have like that tar in the road, I ran over a piece of tar, y'all. It punctured my tire. And instead of me pulling over, I kept going all the way to my job. I probably was like 10 to 15 minutes away from work. When I parked the vehicle, my tire was flat, y'all. Shout out to the angel spirits and ancestors that looked out for me, because when I get on the road and drive, I'm doing like 70 to 80 at least. And I made it all the way back safely. So y'all, it's just, you got to be careful about things like that. Check your vehicle, check your tires, check your, just check everything, because things can happen. People can do things to your vehicle. People can put trackers, little AirTag trackers on your vehicle. People can do things with your tires. I've heard people siphon gas out of people's cars before, putting sugar in people's gas tanks. People do all types of things. So just be real careful, especially if you're a female. Double check what the technicians do. I've done that myself with one of my vehicles. I remember I was getting a tire rotation and I told them to rotate my tires. And when I got the car back, they had not rotated my tires and they wanted to know, oh, well, yeah, they did it. And I said, no, they did not. You know how I know they did not rotate my tires? Because I took a marker and marked my tires. I wrote on all of my rims. And I told them that I said, no, I wrote on the rims and they're in the same exact position as when I brought the car here. So basically, they were about to charge me for a tire rotation, and they had not even rotated my freaking tires, y'all. So you know what he did? Oh, they took it to the back real quick. Oh, we'll go ahead and take care of it. When they brought it back, they had rotated my freaking tires. So I don't trust dealerships. I don't trust mechanics like that for real, for real. Even, you can't really trust them to do the work they say they're going to do. They will take your car and park it in the back for a little while and then bring it back out and then charge you a whole lot of money and act like they did something to the car. So just have someone to double check this stuff for you or take it to a mechanic that you really, really trust. And I really don't take my vehicles to too many different places. I stick with the people that I know and people that I feel like I can trust. So that's just a little caveat for anybody that's out there, with car situations, car issues. You want to go to somebody that's not going to try to take advantage of you, y'all. But yeah, I'm going to have some more real conversations with y'all later about just different things about life altering situations, about life in general, y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This is yours truly, Brown Girls Are Beautiful. If you like my energy, if you rock with the channel, don't hesitate to subscribe, like and share. And I'll try to be back on here more frequently, y'all. I'll be so exhausted and tired. And I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Solar God and Miss Melanated Chicks, y'all. I am signing out. And as always, continue to walk in your divinity. Stay blessed, okay? All right, now we gotta get ready for the outro. You know how we do. All right, let's see what we got, y'all.